The wait is now over. AO mainnet and its tokens are live. Since our testnet began last February, we've also made some extraordinary breakthroughs in core protocol design. We've built an entirely new computation primitive that's built into the fabric of the internet itself. It's the true realization of a world computer, a decentralized supercomputing environment as fundamental as the web's content access primitives were. We leave global state, shared between all processes, long in the dust, and all of the scalability issues that came with that. AO tokens are now transferable, so this video will cover the economic mechanisms in the ecosystem. We'll also be hosting dedicated workshops and events for developers and infrastructure providers in the coming weeks to delve into how they can use the new technologies that we're launching. First though, let's start with a high-level overview of the tech. What if every website you accessed came not just with assurances of privacy of the connection you made, but also assurances of the correctness of the data that you received, too? It's like a new type of padlock icon for the browser. This is the essence of what AO mainnet brings to the internet. The bedrock of the protocol is what we call AO Core. It is a simple but extremely powerful protocol that takes the essential components of a blockchain and applies them to the transport layer of the internet, HTTP. By embedding verifiable cryptographically linked computation, essentially a built-in blockchain, directly into the existing internet stack, AO Core transforms every web request, whether it be loading a web page or using an API, into a potential AO transaction. Another consequence of this design is that AO processes can also directly emit dynamically rendered websites and seamlessly exchange data with the broader web. And simultaneously, that web application, which is a smart contract, can send messages to the existing web, just like it can to any other AO process. It's like a HTTP Oracle system is built in, but it doesn't need an Oracle because, well, it kind of is an Oracle, because it's built into HTTP at the protocol layer. But it gets even wilder. AO deduplicates computation that happens across the network. If one node has executed a task, others that trust it don't need to repeat that execution again. Instead, they exchange links across the computation space, just like hyperlinks across the web. They're simply storing HTTP redirects. This is a big deal in itself. It allows us to maximize the efficiency of the network by inheriting all of the existing, powerfully optimized infrastructure that makes the web run today. Every CDN, that's a content delivery network, the machines that make you able to stream this video quickly, no matter where you are in the world, can now be used as an AO Core state resolver, as a computation system. That's a CDN used as a CPU. It's pretty wild. It's all as if they are normal nodes in a blockchain network. Another consequence of this is that we inherit all of the infrastructure development work that has happened for literally decades, since approximately the 60s and 70s, to optimize the way that the internet transports packets. We get all of that in AO for free. This sharply contrasts with networks like Ethereum and Solana, where adding more nodes adds more redundancy, repeated execution of the same programs over and over again. In AO, adding hardware directly increases the network's computing power. This is critical, we think, for building a decentralized supercomputer. Frankly, it's not going to work any other way. Critically, AO's cryptographic entanglement of web requests and responses in the sort of chain that is created, kind of like a blockchain, in fact, inherits the verifiability and provenance properties that we know from those traditional blockchains. It brings blockchain-level verifiability and traceability of how a result was generated, right through the data supply chain all the way to the user's browser. You should be able to take a response from AO and see all of the computation links across all of the processes that were required in order to get you that result. And you can validate each of them in turn. Since we started building AO, we have also known that in order to support all the various ways that people might want to use it, we're going to have to support many different security mechanics. The security of Bitcoin is not what you need when you're just accessing social media data. Subsequently, we're excited to announce today the first general availability of TEE-based security options in the AO ecosystem. TEEs, or Trusted Execution Environments, offer a great option for many of the security requirements required by normal applications. They offer solid trust guarantees at virtually no additional cost or performance overhead. To explain this further, I'll pass it over to Tom, Forward Research's CTO.
Think of a CPU with the security of a hardware wallet. That's essentially what a TEE is. Computations within a TEE happen in such a way that the hosting machine cannot see or interfere, just as you can't extract a cryptographic key from a hardware wallet, even if you hold it in your hand. This allows AO services to run in these highly secure environments, achieving a level of verifiability approaching that of zero-knowledge proofs, but without the cost and immense overhead. Traditional privacy solutions like fully homomorphic encryption and zero-knowledge proofs, while powerful, often come with significant performance overhead. They can be orders of magnitude slower than native execution. While the math itself may be sound, it's also so complex that it's easy for the implementations themselves to be incorrect. This has led to critical issues like uncapped supply in other blockchain networks. In contrast, AO's TEE-based approach achieves high verifiability and even private compute with virtually no performance cost, delivering a similar security and privacy in practice without the massive performance penalties of traditional methods. There are two ways you'll be able to use a TEE inside AO to gain attestations of correctness cheaply, which can even be stacked across different hardware manufacturers, further increasing trustworthiness, or to perform private computation. AO's private compute unlocks a new world of possibilities for developers. They can now build secure, confidential, decentralized exchanges, private voting systems with verifiable results, and confidential smart contracts that ensure the information like Web 2 API keys. These capabilities empower the creation of a new generation of privacy-focused applications.
Okay, but you're here for tokenomics, so let's get into it. Kickstarting network effects requires not just technical progress, but also getting the incentives for usage right. This is where AO's already established unique monetary system comes into play. Let's go through the design. As we've already discussed, AO is 100% fair launch. It's a radical new model building on top of what made Bitcoin great: equal terms and equal access. AO will have 21 million tokens with a 4-year release cycle. It's precisely like Bitcoin, but with a smooth half-life curve rather than a stepped function in order to remove market shocks. The mechanism is also tuned to emphasize economic growth. Instead of rewarding people for burning energy, we distribute tokens to community members that deposit or hold assets inside the economy of AO. 0 AO tokens were pre-mined or otherwise allocated, and never will be. We support development of the network, its core builders, and a decentralized crew of different growth organizations, with the native yield generated by assets deposited into the ecosystem, not by selling tokens. Depositors keep every cent in a trustless, immutable smart contract, and they can use it inside AO through the bridges. They keep the AO that they earn as a result. It's the best of both worlds. Capital is available to build a powerful new ecosystem, while also staying true to the principles that started crypto: equal access, equal terms. It's a new model that we think carves out a different path for projects in our industry. We turned down significant investment offers to pursue this approach because we believe that a network of this magnitude requires a fair monetary policy. AO and Arweave are inextricably linked. They represent two sides of the same coin: the permanent hard drive and the permanent CPU. They work together to form the foundations of the PermaWeb stack. But that stack isn't just AO and Arweave together. It also contains all of the powerful new protocols that are being built on top of it. From decentralizing gateway access with Ario, soon integrating AO Core, to the autonomous financial agents of its ecosystem and its on-chain virtual worlds. But with all of these new tokens, how would one easily gain ownership of each of them? Keeping up with PermaWeb Twitter is a full-time occupation that, to be frank, even I struggle with sometimes. That's why, thanks to the technology built by Autonomous Finance, we're excited to be launching the PermaWeb Index. At its core, the PermaWeb Index is a token called Pi, It's backed by ownership of the core elements of the PermaWeb stack: 1/3 R, 1/3 AO, and 1/3 ecosystem fair launch projects. This provides an extremely simple route for exposure to all of the elements of the stack, not just one component at a time. It's a default asset and means of exchange for the ecosystem. Since we launched AO's token last June, we've been working with founders in the ecosystem on how they can use its fair launch model downstream inside the network to fuel their new protocols. It works like this. Any AO depositor or Arweave holder can elect to delegate their AO yield to a new project in return for a portion of its fair launch tokens. The project can then allocate 100% of its tokens to its users while still being able to powerfully support development. Again, it preserves the fundamental principle of crypto: equal access on equal terms for all participants. Projects like APIS have already pioneered this approach in practice, receiving over $7 million of delegated deposits in just a few weeks alone. The PermaWeb Index provides a new element for this mechanism: an autonomous, neutral agent that automatically copies the way that participants are delegating their yield to new projects. This provides a passive index for those without the time to explore all of the new projects in the ecosystem that emerge. Just like how you could already delegate your AO yield to APIS or any other project in the ecosystem, users can now elect to delegate to Pi, minting ownership of, yes, AO, but also R and all of the exciting fair launch projects that are coming in the ecosystem. You can go to ao.arweave.net and select your preferences in a few clicks. Now let's dive into how the index actually works under the hood. Autonomous Finance created the technology that drives this system, so we have Ivan, its founder, here with us to explain more.
Thanks, Sam. The PermaWeb Index is all about innovation, and a key part of that is our automated rebalancing system. This on-chain agent dynamically manages the index's holdings, ensuring optimal performance and exposure to the most promising new project in the PermaWeb ecosystem. This agent has two key functions. First, it mirrors how AO minters allocate the yield. This means projects with strong support from AO minters are also well represented in the PI index, creating a powerful synergy within the ecosystem. Second, the agent rebalances PI's holding based on market dynamics. PI is an engine built right into the PermaWeb's DNA. It's a DeFi tool designed to create a fair and efficient funding environment for early-stage projects launching on AO. It uses a combination of smart algorithms and autonomous agents to manage liquidity and give everyone access to the PermaWeb's most promising assets. Projects can participate in what we call a fair launch, where the community comes together. Because PI is an autonomous and permissionless index on AO, it fosters collaboration across the entire ecosystem. It eliminates the zero-sum mechanics that plague many other ecosystems. Instead of projects competing over limited resources, PI promotes healthy growth for everyone. Every participant contributes to expanding the PermaWeb rather than just taking from it. This approach aligns incentives for builders, liquidity providers, and the entire PermaWeb economy. But what if you want even more control? DEXI lets you create your own portfolio agent. You can choose from any on-chain protocol to build your own custom index. This agent will automatically rebalance and manage your portfolio for you, ensuring efficiency and transparency all on-chain. And the best part, it's live right now. Go to dexi.defi.ao and check out the docs on the PermaWeb Index to learn more. And let's build the future of the on-chain economy together.
Thanks, Ivan. If you're an existing Arweave token holder or AO depositor, you can now choose the way that you want to receive your yield. You can have AO tokens, Pi tokens, or any mixture of fair launches in the ecosystem. Just go to ao.arweave.net and make your choices. If you don't set a choice, existing depositors from other networks will continue to receive AO, as they've bridged directly for those tokens, while Arweave token holders tend to want exposure to the whole ecosystem, so by default, after March 14th, they'll receive Pi tokens. This gives them R, AO, and also a basket of ecosystem assets. If you'd prefer to continue to receive just AO, Then you can go to the website, make that choice. It takes 3 clicks. You can use the Mint page on ao.arweave.net to explore all of the reward choices available. You can learn more about each of the token types, as well as see the full terms and conditions associated with each. This, we think, is a bold new approach to fostering an ecosystem. And it's already spawning a season of fair launches across the network. Apus was the first to take the leap. Connor, why don't you tell us about it?
Hi, I'm Connor, Head of Community at Apus Network. First, let me give you an overview of Apus Network, a revolutionary approach to verifiable decentralized AI inference leveraging both Arweave and AO. At Apus Network, we are pioneering a new era of AI, one that is both transparent and fair, built on deterministic GPU computing and powered by decentralized infrastructure. The current AI landscape is dominated by centralized models that struggle with issues like data privacy, security, and algorithmic transparency. Apus Network addresses these challenges head-on by integrating deterministic computations within the AO protocol and utilizing Arweave for immutable data storage. This ensures that AI models are not only accurate but verifiable, preventing manipulation or bias on the outputs. We're not just creating another GPU network, we're enabling verifiable decentralized AI that is trustless, scalable, and accessible to developers and users globally. With a mission to democratize AI, we're building a platform that allows developers to deploy AI models securely and efficiently, while also ensuring that the integrity of computations can be independently verified. By using deterministic GPU computing, we're ensuring that every computation is consistent and reproducible, eliminating the issues seen in traditional, non-deterministic AI models. This is a paradigm shift in the AI space that has the potential to revolutionize industries from healthcare to autonomous systems. Inclusion in the PermaWeb Index is a game changer for Apus Network and for us as builders. The PermaWeb Index is a catalyst for decentralized application growth across the entire PermaWeb ecosystem, which includes AO and Arweave. For us, this inclusion means direct user contributions through the PermaWeb Index's unique allocation mechanism, which empowers users to support the development of Apus Network. This not only fuels our growth, but also engages the community in a truly decentralized and transparent way. It's an innovative new model that promotes direct support for projects within the ecosystem without the need for traditional venture capital. What excites us the most about being part of the PermaWeb Index is the ability to provide users with diversified exposure to the entire PermaWeb ecosystem. Through Pi tokens, users can access AR, AO, and ecosystem launches, offering simplified and easy exposure to the growth of decentralized applications. Growing the entire ecosystem is important for everyone, and collaboration is extremely important to us at Apus Network. The PermaWeb Index also aligns perfectly with our vision for sustainable growth. The yield-supported development model means that participants are rewarded for supporting the ecosystem, while the principal risk is minimized. This is an exciting opportunity for everyone to get involved in early-stage projects, as it ensures fair and equal access for all, just like AO's fair launch mechanism. We are incredibly excited to be part of this growing ecosystem, where yield from deposited assets helps support development, making participation safer and more sustainable. The PermaWeb Index is a perfect fit for Apus Network's mission to democratize AI, and ensures the development of decentralized technologies is transparent, fair, and accessible to all.
At Community Labs, we're building decentralized infrastructure that pushes the boundaries of what's possible on AO and the PermaWeb. One of our most ambitious projects is Protocol Land, redefining how open source code is preserved, monetized, and evolved. For all the talk of decentralization, most protocols still depend on centralized code management. Bitcoin is decentralized at the network level, but its development is only controlled by a small group of maintainers. Go read their contribution guide if you don't believe me. Git is distributed, but truly not decentralized. This results in only a handful of entities deciding how protocols evolve. On top of this, open source contributors, despite their impact, rarely get compensated in a way that makes their work sustainable. Protocol Land is a fully decentralized, immutable, and economically incentivized source control platform, one where developers are fairly rewarded for their contributions. With fair forking, the community decides what improvements matter. No centralized approvals, no governance bottlenecks, just permissionless, organic evolution where the best ideas win and the people behind them too. AO is the backbone of Protocol Land, enabling immutable, on-chain records of contributions, bringing Git's best features into a decentralized environment. It ships with permanent, verifiable commits stored on Arweave, ensuring code is never lost or censored, and tokenized repositories where developers can monetize their work without relying on grants or other types of support. This creates a sustainable model where contributions are financially recognized and fairly rewarded. Inspired by AO's Fair Launch tokenomics, Fair Launch repos flip the standard model, with no pre-mined tokens and a bonding curve that ensures early adopters benefit while keeping access fair. Once a project reaches critical mass, it transitions to open market trading via Bottega, creating a liquid and fair ecosystem for contributors. We'll be following this release with the ability for projects to enable deposits for yield-bearing assets as well. This isn't just about rewarding contributions, it's about sustaining open source development long-term. Being part of the PermaWeb Index takes this even further. Repositories opting to Fair Launch will be eligible to participate in the index, making it easier for developers to open source and decentralize their code bases while introducing a new way to sustain themselves and their work. More importantly, it establishes incentives for valuable code bases to continue evolving, even if the original creator steps away. This is how truly decentralized protocols emerge, scale, and thrive.
I'm Phil, founder of RIO, and we built the world's first permanent cloud network, connecting users with the permaweb with unparalleled scalability and resilience. Today, I'm excited to share how RIO and AO are shaking up the $600 billion cloud industry and what our inclusion in the PermaWeb Index means for the future. Until now, traditional cloud storage solutions have been the only option, and they're run by centralized systems of control, making them vulnerable to deletion, alteration, and censorship. RIO's solution ensures permanence, transparency, trust, and immutability. By decentralizing access, we're creating a world that is designed to uphold the freedom of information. The RIO network isn't just about accessing Arweave's immutable storage. It's a full cloud services layer that is easy and accessible for developers to use. Think of it like an ownerless, incentivized AWS that could be run anywhere. It powers permanent data upload, download, indexing, querying, and even domain name management, all through fast, modular, and open source gateway nodes. This makes it ideal for growing use cases like decentralized AI, web hosting, and blockchain oracles, to name a few. At the heart of this is AO's actor-oriented and web-native architecture, which powers RIO's smart contracts. This architecture makes them scalable, efficient, and verifiable, ensuring that every interaction on the RIO network is cryptographically secure and seamlessly integrated with the web itself. RIO is the utility token that fuels the RIO network. It drives protocol incentives, staking, and RNS, the Arweave name system. RNS is a key innovation that simplifies complex wallet addresses and transaction IDs by turning them into human-readable and friendly names. They are accessible across any gateway, and they replace traditional domain names, making the permaweb easy and intuitive to navigate while providing users with a universal identity that seamlessly integrates into decentralized applications. Protocolized incentives ensure a thriving network economy, rewarding gateway operators for high performance and reliability. Token holders can delegate their RIO to operators, earning rewards without managing infrastructure directly. This alignment between operators and delegators strengthens the network scalability and resilience. Now, it's an honor for RIO to be part of the inaugural PermaWeb Index, marking a new phase in our community development. The index simplifies access to the PermaWeb stack with the Pi token and creates a fair, inclusive support model for builders. At RIO, we've always championed ecosystem growth and supported projects that expand its reach. The PermaWeb Index amplifies this mission by enabling users to allocate their yield to innovation. This collective growth model ensures that every project's success contributes to the broader ecosystem, aligning with the core principles we've upheld since day one. The RIO mainnet is just around the corner, so if you're ready to be a part of this future, now's the time. Visit us at ar.io to learn about RNS, running a gateway, or leveraging RIO's tools, and let's pave the way for a resilient, self-sovereign, and permanent web together.
The UCM is a decentralized order book that enables the trustless exchange of digital content on the permaweb, and Bazaar is a user interface built on top of this protocol. Unlike traditional content marketplaces, Bazaar and the UCM are built in a completely decentralized way thanks to Arweave and AO. As the AO ecosystem continues to grow, more opportunities are emerging for creators and developers to launch their own projects. The UCM provides the financial rails to monetize digital content without the reliance on third-party intermediaries. Bazaar is built as a visual representation of the UCM, highlighting the unique and composable content that is transacted on AO. The main goal of the UCM and Bazaar is to ensure the rights of creators and users are protected by providing a decentralized and transparent protocol. The native token of the UCM, Pixel, will be included into the Permaweb Index. Pixel can be earned simply by making purchases in Bazaar. The Pixel token is rewarded to users for maintaining buying streaks and is intended to incentivize discovery and interactions with the UCM. We're very excited that Pixel will be a token included in the Permaweb Index, as it will help pave the way for future fair launch projects to gain insight and ideas for how to continue progressing the ecosystem. Its mission closely aligns with our vision for sustainable growth of the ecosystem without reliance on traditional venture capital. The inclusion of Bazaar in the Permaweb Index is an exciting opportunity for us to engage more closely with the Permaweb community and support our project through an innovative model that allows users to directly support Bazaar's development. Much of Bazaar's growth has been driven by collaborations with ecosystem partners, and we're eager to continue building these partnerships to advance the Permaweb. The Permaweb Index is a strong step forward towards this mission. Thank you for supporting Bazaar and the UCM over the past year. We're very excited to continue building toward a more fair cyberspace together.
The world is playing games. 3.5 billion people interact with game assets. Almost half of Gen Z gamers update avatars monthly, and most would choose a career making games over being a doctor, lawyer, or professional athlete.
But gaming ecosystems are closed. Players don't own the assets they spend hours unlocking, and creators don't receive fair compensation. It's time for the rules to change.
Enter BaseJump, an open, no-code platform designed to let anyone create, discover, and monetize game assets and worlds compatible across all platforms. Powering BaseJump is Action, an infinitely scalable, permissionless AI engine built for the next internet.
With Action, entire games and assets can be generated with a single text prompt and deployed instantly. It's fast, interoperable, and designed to unlock creativity on a massive scale.
At the heart of this ecosystem are hyperobjects, interoperable, blockchain-connected digital assets. Hyperobjects can be avatars, in-game items, social filters, or even entire games.
The team behind BaseJump and Action has scaled some of the best-known gaming, crypto, and consumer tech platforms on Earth. And together we're creating a new ecosystem for gaming and culture based on collaboration, not control.
Beyond the virtual, Action has real-world impact. Each hyperobject connects to and protects a real-world area of rainforest. In partnership with Rainforest Foundation US, BaseJump aims to protect almost 4 million acres of Peruvian rainforest with the Action launch. Built on Arweave and the AO supercomputer, Action leverages decentralized storage and compute power to enable infinitely scalable AI-powered gaming.
These technologies form the backbone of a new internet, one that is faster, fairer, and built to last.
Arweave isn't just another blockchain. It's a revolution in permanence. It ensures that data, games, assets, and worlds remain immutable and accessible indefinitely. This means creators no longer risk losing years of work due to a platform shutdown.
For BaseJump and Action, inclusion in the Permaweb Index is a validation of our vision and a critical step in creating a decentralized, interoperable future.
This milestone reinforces our commitment to leveraging cutting-edge technology to build a fairer internet, empowering creators, and ensuring that gaming and digital innovation benefit everyone.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you out there.
Today was just the start of AO's mainnet launch series, and I can't wait to take you through all of the exciting technical details of its new protocol in depth. There's just so much to discuss. As ever, I'm deeply appreciative of not just the builders in the ecosystem, but also you, the community, who leapt at the chance to begin exploring the AO testnet when it launched just last February. Frankly, the response was overwhelming. It was very exciting to see. We are exploring an entirely new frontier of the internet together. I hope you're as excited as I am to be part of this movement. See you all next time.